Hello all the YouTube viewers out there. It's old Tom, Rambler 69 coming at you. Show you what we got going on here in the shop. Give you a little tip for the day. We got this old dragster kit. It's been here in the shop for quite some time, and it ain't got a high parts count in it, but I decided I was gonna drag that out and work on that, and it's got like one of the worst designs I've ever seen. They split this body down the middle, so it's kind of like doing an aircraft model. Gotta put it together, and I gotta get this seam out of the middle I've been sanding on. It's got a terrible sink mark, you can probably see in it, and gonna need some putty in there and whatnot, but hopefully I can get that all worked out and get that seam line handled so it comes out pretty good. And the other thing I've been doing a little bit on is that chopped Jimmy Flintstone 3-window 32. I think we're just going to do a primer rat rod type build with that, and that's the motor out of the Stacy David model. We're going to build that up for it, and that's the wheels and tires from the Stacy David car also. I think they're going to look good on there. We de-chromed those because chrome was terrible on them, so we'll figure out if I'm just going to paint them or we're going to do an alclad or something like that on them. I ain't decided yet, but that's what's going on here as far as model building. And the tip for the day, I know a lot of you guys out there was asking, I know Rusty K was asking about how you paint small parts and if you leave them on the tree and take them off the tree and whatnot, and stuff like that. But I know a lot of us have got these old standard alligator clips, and you know, they work, but they got the teeth on them and whatnot, and you know, there's different sizes. This is a little bit smaller one, and they get used here and there. But I was in Radio Shack and was looking around electronics, and I come across these things, and here's what they're called. For any of y'all want to go to Radio Shack, got the number there for them. And they're smooth copper plated clips, and you get a bag. I think there's 10, it says there in the bag. And anyway, these here are fantastic, guys. You can use them here to clamp stuff together, little parts, and do mock-up and whatnot. They got smooth jaws, no teeth. They got excellent pressure, not too much. They're copper plated, and what you do, you can just take I took a piece of old metal coat hanger and soldered them onto the coat hanger. Here's one I got. You can see it there. We just crimped it. You just crimp it on there. I put a little solder, and the ones I finished up, I went ahead and put a little shrink tube around it too, piece of shrink tube on there. But you really didn't have to, but I did. And if you don't have a solder gun, this one here I just crimped on and put a little epoxy and shrink tubed it, and it's working fine. So you don't have to solder them, but I had the solder gun, so I went ahead and soldered them. And you know, they make a great little, you know, you just take your little paint stand, and they work so good. Like here's an intake. You can clip those little locating pins on there, and it holds it perfect, and you can paint your parts, and they just work fantastic. Like here's a little intake, and you got the little locating pin. You can clip that little locating pin. It'll hold on the smallest little pin without any problem, and you can paint these parts, and then you don't have to go back and touch them up. I know some guys, they don't bother them to paint them on the tree and cut them off and touch them up and whatnot, but I prefer to cut them off, get everything cleaned up the way I want it, since I found these clips, and I can clip hold of the smallest little thing there and paint them up the way I want them. So here's another one. Here's a head off a motor. You can just clip on the little pin, and they just holds, and it works fantastic. And these things are great. They're not real expensive. I can't remember. I think they're like $4 for a bag of them or something like that. But maybe you can find them online, and there's a thing of them again there, so you guys can get a shot of it. So they work really well, guys. I'm I love them. Since I found them, I use them constantly out here in the garage. So that's Tom's tip of the day. Hope some of you guys will find it useful, and we're gonna get on out of here. See you guys later. Bye.